Ew. Shit.
Today is the 8th of November and it's the day of the US elections, so we are having an election party. We're just going to have CNN on in the background and Brian and Loly are going to give a presentation about US politics and so on, and I think it's just going to be a bit of taking the piss, but it's going to be funny.
Oh man. Okay.
Big boys.
Well, hello, my fellow. Everyone else that's not American.
Americans, hey?
Yeah, Americans. This is the biggest night of the year in 2016 for Americans. We're gonna find out who's gonna rule the world.
The rest of the world will burn. Sorry.
That's right. You will all follow our example. Anyways, so here we go. Our two favorite, best candidates that America could come up with. This is it. We came up with Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton to run our country.
Applaud yourself.
Okay. Alright, so just to let you all know.
Bit of history.
Yeah, lots of years. Our country's only been around less than 300 years in total. But we've had some great leaders on the way. For instance, we've had President John F. Kennedy, who was assassinated, but he did start our NASA, and he could relate to the people. People loved him. He was young, he was fascinating, but he didn't live that long. Okay, FDR, our president, the only president that ever served for 3 consecutive terms. Usually that's 2. That's kind of a, not a written rule, but that's a rule that just presidents follow, that you just do 2 terms only. But FDR said, no, 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 we're in the middle of a war. It's a big war, World War II, and you just stick it out. And on top of it, he did many great things. One of the great things that he did is that he reduced unemployment in America. I don't know the percentages, but he lowered it down very immensely. But at the same time, he was in a wheelchair most of his life. I can't remember what the disease he had, Parkinson's or some polio. But he was in this wheelchair most of his life. But because of media at the time, we were able to convince most of the people that he was a man that could stand up and that he could walk. But no one ever really showed him, for the most part, in his wheelchair. So people, FDR.
Spin.
Oh, Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Franklin D. Roosevelt, yes. And then, of course, Abraham Lincoln, Honest Abe.
He looks the worst, doesn't he?
Yeah, our president during the Civil War.
He's cute.
Yeah.
That's the best one, man.
He's on the American U.S. penny.
It has very they do have style.
He's on the $5 note as well, the $5 bill. He also abolished slavery with his Gettysburg Address.
Well, that's not bad.
That's pretty exciting.
69.
But these were great leaders back in the time, and now.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Wasn't also Abraham Lincoln, was he a Democratic Republican, right?
Yes.
That's so weird, because now they're Democrat and Republican.
Yeah, now we have separation. But I would honestly say, though, he was more towards a Republican Party.
He was what, sir?
More towards a Republican Party. Abe Lincoln. But things have changed. Now, here we go. We got our wonderful candidates now. Mr. Donald J. Trump. There he is, the billionaire tycoon from New York. And then we have
Miss Hillary.
Sleazy Clinton. Okay. So, for real? For reals, homies? Alright, but anyway, so we should know what happens into the election. So if people like us, we vote right now. What's happening right now? I did not. I know. We'll use this for later. But anyway, so what happens when you vote? Because when we vote, it doesn't just go, okay, well he's got 3,500,000 something votes and she's got like that. It works very differently in the U.S. system than a one-on-one basis. It works by the state.
I don't think it works that way anywhere though.
You guys speak
Yeah, it doesn't work like it's weak, sorry.
We're experiencing technical difficulties.
Old school PowerPoint you've got going on there.
There we go.
No, don't touch it, it's mad. It's you got a virus
Keep it
now.
Can you put subs on?
Is this the TED Talk? That's terrifying.
This was really weird.
Why this is study in California has
Did you know that?
It's about population.
And now we know why Florida is so important.
Big population. All right. So now there's lots of different topics that we can cover when we're talking about the next president, but we only chose a few for shorten up the PowerPoint, for time. So one of the big ones is immigration. We all know that Donald Trump, and he's got this very funny idea about building a wall around Mexico. But building around or a wall around Mexico would be very expensive. It would be very, very expensive. Billions of dollars to build this wall. And especially you want to have Mexico pay for it. And they're not up for paying for it. So it's going to be really hard to force people that don't want to pay for it to pay for it. But on top of it, it's an interesting topic. A lot of people like Trump's idea, and even though the wall is more of a nostalgic idea, because there's no way that we're going to build a wall thousands of miles stretching all the way from California, New Mexico, our southern states. It'd be very long and very expensive. But the idea of immigration is funny because a lot of Americans are very upset about Mexican immigration. We have lots of people coming into the United States. We have a lot of people taking jobs, and people don't like that. But the wall is a very preposterous idea. If you want to fight immigration, you need to fight it another way.
Alright, and then Hillary obviously does believe in global, even though she's backed by many gas companies, she pledges that to change, work to change.
But it's fairly interesting that a lot of politicians in America are actually very denial of global warming, and it's
kind of speaks for itself.
Because Donald wanted to like assassinate Hillary as well. How good is that?
I'm sure he would
Which
love
ones are
that.
false?
But gun control as a whole, regardless if we're talking about hunting weapons or we're talking about automatic weapons, semi-automatic weapons, any kind of weapon that we're talking about that is a gun, it's a big deal because you were guaranteed in our constitutional rights the right to bear arms. So it's a very big deal, and it's a very sensitive topic, and we can have, there's, lots of discussion. I've had discussions with people about violence in America, and, these things wouldn't be a problem if people didn't have access to guns and strictening laws. So there's a lot of debate up for it.
An option, but the reason why some people haven't been able to vote or decide to vote is because Hillary has been portrayed, well not portrayed, she is lying and conniving and...
She's not
Can't trust her.
I think she's 69.
He's such a fuckwit.
On the internet, when Donald Trump gets stone cold by Stone Cold Steve Austin in person in Detroit, Michigan.
When was this?
2007.
Oh my god.
He fucked up.
Yeah.
Internet sensations as well. This next clip, created by Lucky TV, has racked up thousands of likes on Facebook and in our newsroom.
Oh my god. So this really happened.
That was awesome. Good job.
Who do you think's going to win the election?
I think Clinton's gonna win.
And why?
I think because people can't stand the way Trump talks. Though he does say bad things, sometimes he says the truth. Not about women, not about immigrants, not things like that. But sometimes he tells the truth that nobody wants to hear. And Hillary's a crook. But I don't like either. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Time will tell.
Indeed.
I think it's Trump, and I'll go
We're playing a game called
Hey
Trump
guys.
or False.
One break. Have you seen
Okay. I think it's false.
You
You say false, you say Trump, you say...
Trump. Loly's been face painting. This is my look. And no, this is not face paint, it is normal paint. Noah.
Good music.